This is Marco Dominic Gonzalez. It is June 29, 2014, 08:53 a.m. I'm watching Meet the Press, and I watched George on this week prior. I'm not really into current events right now. I'm into my own cases and my own spirituality the last week or two. I want to cover something they were talking about again. About the IRS scandal, that kind of thing. And again, I've made long videos and short videos on when I was going to mail my letters to GMA and to the Today Show. I'm having a problem saying that for some reason, I don't know why. The Today Show on NBC and GMA on ABC. Well, a deterrent was the use of my dad saying he was he had tax problems, and at that time it was like all of a sudden he didn't have any money, and all kinds of, it's almost like a deterrent to mail my letters. Well, again, I've made so many short videos that I posted on my YouTube about this. They got refused, no New York markings, and again, those letters they protect me from harm. They say, look what's going on with me medically. Look at this. Oppressive use of, I don't know, what you would call them, whatever, laws. They're all there. And again, so when I was in the waiting room, I had a long conversation in the beginning before I saw the nurse with my dad. I want a human rights lawyer, my human rights lawyer, or a human rights group to view that there are witnesses who are, and I talk loud, who are the pharmacists and those type of people. So I can tell one of the pharmacists, he has a flat top, based upon his demeanor when I was asking him a question. He does a lot, it's like you get that vibe of something's not right, and I'm going to explain the situation real quick. I went in for this antibiotic because I had an infection, impetigo, earlier this year. Now that antibiotic, it cost like $80, $79 and change. What the nurse prescribed me something stronger, and it's this. I haven't opened the box. This is $225. Now, what the man told my father is, he goes, I have some good news and bad news for you. Are you ready for the good news? And he said, good news is we have this. The bad news, it's 200, and I think it was, he cited a number more than $225. My dad went in a kind of a very panicky, just, you don't have to, it's just maybe, and then I'm like, okay, is my dad acting, how is my medication being? Is my dad under slave labor in order to buy me my medications? Is it an act? I don't know. So I said in front of the man, I said, well, let me talk to the nurse so that maybe I can just get a prescription for this. This is a lot cheaper. And he just looks at me and he goes, okay. And I'm like, you know what, man? So I want to know who that man is. Flat top pharmacy. What is his role in the government intrusion? And also my father went into kind of a panicky, because, that's a lot of money for a medication. When I'm going in for this medication, and apparently this may burn my skin. So they're giving me a very expensive medication that may burn my skin. I haven't tried it, I haven't opened the box. I'm tempted. The nurse stated she was going to call me today. So I'm tempted to say, look, I just want the antibiotic that I went in for, not something that might burn my skin. And you know what, then all of a sudden, what's going to happen if my skin's burned? And I tell my dad, then he'll say, oh, well, it cost me 200, I have that to look for. It's like I'm being made to feel bad for being sick when I'm forced into poverty by the government intrusion, man. I mean, why aren't you just giving me medication that I need and putting my father through that, putting me? I want to know who's in charge of this again. And then what are the roles of every witness there? Because I even said, I want a witness. And then there was a girl sitting to my left, and then she just left. And my dad said, well, she's not going to have any part of that. It's like they've used my father under this, obviously.